Don't you worry, it's gonna be alright. 'Cause I'm the judge and jury, and we'll be up all night. You better check for pose. You better check for pose. You better check for
They are dead on that.
all the bad things love can bring. All in the blind spot that we don't see. Wipe the dirt.
It was earlier tonight. I don't.
13, she went to 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
You will hurt the ones that love you, and they will hurt you right back. Sing along. Our love is a heart attack. You better check for pulse. You better check for pulse.
Okay, everybody, welcome or welcome back to Watts the Obsession True Crime, and please do give me a sound check. I didn't do a mic check beforehand. I usually do that. Hey, Thomas McCarthy, I haven't seen you in a while. It's great to see you. Hey, Joanne, how's it going? Welcome. Jojo, and I'm stuck on Watts Island. Welcome. I'm sorry. Well, join the club. It's okay. Get in the cabana. We're good. It's great to see all of you. I think I said hello to everybody else in chat. Thank you for being here. You can hear me? Okay. So is it sound okay though? Does it sound okay? Hey, Charlotte Wheeler, how are you doing? Great to see you. Hey, Mama Cat, how's it going? Great to see you again. Like there's no echo, there's no reverb. You know what I'm saying? Let me just wait to get some feedback. Hey, Honey Bun, does that mean the sound's great? Hello, Deadline Crime. Welcome. How are you doing? Good to see you. And let's see, I think it's, oh, hey, Patty, how's it going? Patty Productions. Awesome. I got to check out one of Patty's live streams the other day, this weekend. I got to see some live streams. It was great. So do you guys know Patty Productions? He covers the Watts case. He has this great, awesome accent. I think he's along the same line of thinking as many of us here in this channel community. He has a really great channel. So definitely go check it out. Maybe one of the moderators can put the link in the chat, and I'll put it in the description too. So welcome, Patty. I'm so glad you're here. I saw that the other day you covered the Nichol Kessinger 7-page letter. We actually did a live stream about that last week. And I also made a video reading it out. And just by the way, you're welcome to use any of my content that you find helpful. I've made videos about most topics in this case, and you're welcome to use it. I don't know. Oh, yeah, you can drop a link. Yeah, of course. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, guys. So tonight, we're going to be talking about the Watts case, and we're going to be doing, I know we've been checking out some of the channel Veriscope's video recently. Veriscope is a channel that uses a system of forensic linguistic statement analysis to identify, to detect deception. It's a deception detection technique in a person's statement. And, you know, a lot of people do this in their, in their practices. I'm a behavioral therapist to some degree, no, to a large degree. You know, the training I have and employ and everything that I do does use some deception detection techniques, although not one formal technique. And then of course there's, like our friend Deception Detective, the channel out there. He does a great job. What I love about Veriscope is it uses a very specific, scientifically validated, you guys know, I always say I love my pie charts. I'm a scientific method person at heart, and Veriscope has all of that. It has the data. It has the, the accurate, replicable, verifiable results from, analysis and evaluation that is done time and time again that have, made the method that Veriscope uses of linguistic analysis extremely reliable, uniquely so. So if you guys have not subscribed to that channel yet, I know you're going to love it. Oh my God. The coverage that he's done of Wendy Adelson, Brian Higgins, Jennifer Soto, it's amazing. So if you follow any of or all of those cases, definitely check it out. So what I like to do though, when we do review the Veriscope work, is to bring into the conversation through this live stream, some maybe content that I've made, or, some deeper level of information that we know about the case, because, we're here on Watts Island, right? We're like the case experts. Veriscope is a linguistic analysis expert. And when you bring that information together, you can make some really remarkable conclusions. I dare say, breakthroughs. And when I say that, I mean towards understanding, without someone having to disclose information that they have been privy to through private means that might betray someone's trust or catch them a lawsuit, that you're able to, move closer to having a concrete understanding of what exactly is it that Nichol Kessinger is hiding with all of her lies, deception, gaslighting, manipulation, whining, bitching, and just generally being a shitty person, right? It's got to be something big. She's put a lot of effort into it, right? So yes, we are going to look at Veriscope. I know that I saw Cut Jowoki's chat the other day. I know he's been doing some Veriscope too. And, I'm glad people are being exposed to the channel or finding it, but that's why I like to bring something a little bit different to it. And just by the way, he put out a new video just a little while ago. I don't like to play people's videos right when they put them out. I don't think that's fair. I like to give them some time. So we're going to watch one from a couple days ago, but we have a lot more to talk about too. Now, something I just want to let you guys know is I have been working on a complete Watts case documentary for over 2 years. When this channel first started, or when it was very young, I put out a part 1 and 2 of a documentary. When I went back and watched it recently, I was like, yeah, it was pretty good for being brand new at this. But I've been trying to refine it, include all of the pertinent information in a way that is organized and makes sense and will be, something that you want to watch, that keeps you like actively watching, and tells the story accurately without any, of course, there's always going to be a little bit of bias, but it just as factually as possible. There's no Kelly's opinions. There's no snark. I don't even say anything about NK in this. So it is going to be coming out probably next week. And this is a really big deal, guys. Like I said, this has been like 2 years in the works. So I do just want to share with you the intro and see how you like it. If you don't mind, please give me your honest feedback. One of my students today actually had me change the music. So I'm particularly interested in hearing what you think about the music in connection with what you're seeing. So here we go. We're going to check that out now. Ready? Drum roll.
To accept this plea bargain under the circumstances.
And this, of course, is the judge that sentenced Chris Watts speaking here in the beginning. Okay.
And so the court is going to accept this plea bargain under the circumstances. Words that come to mind when I hear the evidence in this case are a senseless crime and the viciousness of the crime. And equally aggravating is the despicable act of disposing of the bodies in the manner in which they were done in this case. I could objectively say that this is perhaps the most inhumane and vicious crime that I have handled out of the thousands of cases that I have seen.
Okay, what do you guys think? Oh, hey, thanks, Patty. Patty says, I love it. Good intro. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me know what you think, please. Let me know what you think, because it's going to be the first thing people see. It's going to make people say, yeah, I totally want to watch this. Or like, no, this is like, the music is a little epic, right? Right? I was a little scared. The music is a little epic. Whoops. Can you guys hear me? Oh, hopefully you can now. Can you guys hear me? I think I had my mic off. Sorry about that. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Yeah, let me know. Oh, good. Yeah, can't wait to tell my student that you guys love the music. Maybe you made a good choice. It's a little epic for my taste, but I think I like it. Hey, SB Notes here, Bowman. How are you doing? Hey, Swedish Mom. How's it going? Welcome. Let me just see who else came in. Deadline, I'm going to read some of your comments here. And I know I don't teach video production. I started this YouTube channel because 4 of my special education students, they were alternate assessment students. They really needed a lot of assistance. They had their heart set on taking this video production class at organization similar to what I work at now. I don't want to disclose too much information. Some of you know I've had some terrible experiences on YouTube with stalkers and such. They had to have a shared aid with them in order to take this class because they need a lot of assistance. Well, at the last moment, the district wouldn't pony up the money that they legally needed to pony up because they legally are required to give these students the accommodations they need. So the students couldn't take the video editing class, and they were heartbroken. I couldn't stand it. So I was like, I'm going to teach them video editing. God damn it. Then I was like, I don't know how to edit videos. What's upload? What's download? Seriously, I knew nothing. And that's why I started this channel. And I was like, well, it has to be about something. And I've always been into true crime, really into true crime. And I had just finished up my master's degree, and I did part of my capstone thesis on the relationship dynamics of the people and the Watts family, essentially. No, the Watts family, exactly. And so I was like, well, I have some material, so I'm going to make it about the Watts case, and just thought it was going to be something I did while I was teaching those students how to do video editing. And yeah, that's what happened. So Deadline Crime says to Joanne, and I just want to read this because I just want everybody to know this is a vibe that we want to have here. And if you're hesitant to join the discussion, feel safe. We're good. We just ask that you're respectful to the victims and the family members and each other, of course. I mean, don't be a bratty kindergartner. Be a good first grader, and anything you say otherwise, you're not going to be judged. So Deadline Crime says to Joanne, welcome in. You'll love it here. Everyone is open-minded and wonderful community, no drama, and supportive people. You'll love it. Hit this subscribe if you haven't. Well, thank you so much, Deadline Crime. And I think that captures, as you know, perfectly what we want to achieve with this channel. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they were so happy that they were able to do it. Oh, good. I'm so glad that you like the intro. And then I'll play you a little more of the beginning of the documentary at the end. Thanks, guys. Hey, I appreciate that, what you're saying about me working with the kids. I will. I'll play it again at the end. Hey, Victoria, how are you doing? Yeah, I've seen Zawoki's channel. Yeah, I was just in chat the other day. Of course. I know Zawoki. All right, guys. So without further ado, let's just first take a look at, in this part of Nichol Kessinger's interview, and it's her second interview, the one at the yellow table with her dad present. Well, her dad was present at the first interview too, which was with the FBI. The following day, her second interview was her first interview. Follow that, right? With the CBI, Kevin Goback, right? He's infamous for sucking as an interviewer, in my opinion, and probably yours. If you don't have an opinion, I'd like to know what you think after you get a little exposure. And in this part of the interview, there's some reference to, or the creator of Veriscope made some reference to Michael Rourke, who is always very integral in this case, as he is the person who decided to not charge and obviously then not prosecute Nichol Kessinger. And he's also the person that decided to not fully prosecute Chris Watts, in my opinion, by taking a plea without the, prerequisition of elocution or any kind of, detailed admission of guilt and understanding of how and why this crime happened, which not only I think would have ultimately satisfied family and friends more than they are right now, whether they think so or not, that's just my opinion. But that's really what is owed to society. When somebody commits a crime as heinous as the one that Chris Watts committed, Obviously, the victims are the victims, and the victims and their family members and friends are those who clearly suffer the most. But when a crime of that magnitude is committed, society suffers as well. And that's why our justice system is established the way it is, to pay your debt to society, right? To make good with society, to allow society, your community, to have an understanding and an admission and hopefully some expression of guilt and remorse from the criminal, because that's just how it works. Well, that didn't happen in this case, and that's all on Michael Rourke. Not a boo-boo, Michael Rourke. We know, we see you. We see you, Michael Rourke. So let me just bring this into the stream. Then we'll get into Veriscope.
Nothing makes sense.
I can do that. I don't mind giving you guys my time. I just need you guys to help me with my employer and try to just help me brace for this immediate thing.
Oh, I had to cut out some copyrighted music here. That's why the audio is really funky at this moment in time. Sorry. When YouTube does that to you after you've uploaded your video, it sucks.
Even though I didn't know them, it's very surreal. They lived in this town. I guarantee I passed them.
Dude, why were you guys aren't seeing anything on the screen, are you? What the frick? StreamYard, come on. Let me try this again. Nope, we're not doing this. Oh, I guess it helps if I add it to stage. I'm sorry. Sorry, StreamYard. I blamed you and it was my fault. Okay, here we go. All right.
Even though I didn't know them, it's very surreal. They lived in this town. I guarantee I passed them at the grocery store, you know. I know people who know them. I always think of The Last Daughter. I wonder what they saw. I think about the last one and how afraid she must have been. And God bless their souls.
What we're looking at here is some of the actual footage from the drive from Saratoga Trail in Frederick, Colorado to Survey 319. Every time I see this, every single time, I think about Bella and I try to make myself imagine what it was she was feeling on this ride. And every single time it reminds me without any doubt that justice is worth pursuing, even if it takes a long time and even if there are some kind of shady stops along the way.
For that night?
On Saturday?
Yeah, his kid. Well, you know his kids are with the babysitter. Do you know where his wife is?
She's in Arizona.
Okay. How do you know that?
Because he told me.
Okay. Do you know what she's doing there?
I think she's on a business trip. He didn't even tell me right away. He actually told me, I think, on Saturday or something. It might have been Friday or something. I honestly don't remember. I just remember I was really surprised where he's like, hey, I'm going to try to get a babysitter if you want to hang out or something like that. And I was like, why do you need a babysitter? Your wife's home. He's like, no, she's out of town. I was like, oh.
Okay. Is there much conversation regarding that, her on being on a trip, or the children during those conversations?
Not really. I just asked him what time she was coming home on Sunday, and he just said really late.
Okay.
And that was it. I mean, there's nothing really to talk about with that.
I want you to remember what Nichol Kessinger said right here. We are going to return to this later in this video and take a look at her body language when he asked if they talked about Shanann or the girls.
Is there much conversation regarding that, her on being on a trip, or the children during those conversations?
Not really. I just asked him what time she was coming home on Sunday, and he just said really late.
Okay.
And that was it. I mean, there's nothing really to talk about with that.
During those conversations.
Not really. I just asked him what time she was coming home on Sunday, and he just said really late.
Okay.
And that was it. I mean, there's nothing really to talk about with that.
Okay.
Before moving forward into the part 2 content of this video series, let's first do a recap of what was discussed in part 1. The most important question that we asked and we're hoping could possibly be answered can be bounced over to District Attorney Rourke. Hey Rourke, what's up with this statement?
Nichol Kessinger turned out to have information that I can best describe as being a bombshell.
District Attorney Rourke, I call your bluff. So we established through a conversation between Kevin Kobach and Stacey Galbraith and CBI's Tammy Lee that Nichol Kessinger was not, in fact, an eyewitness. That was not the bombshell evidence.
I had to write a letter yesterday for Weld County to approve to pay for her treatment.
Oh.
And then it's got to go through a board because it's kind of unusual.
Yeah.
Since she's not an eyewitness.
So we did learn that part of Nichol Kessinger's victim package that she received from the state was free therapy for victims of crimes. And I didn't even need to tell you this. The discovery makes it pretty clear, but it was on the first day that the FBI interviewed Nichol Kessinger, 2 days after the murders of Shanann, Bella, Celeste, and unborn baby Nico, did the FBI declare that she would be protected. Her identity would be protected. She was a protected witness. It's right here. Before interviewing her, before interrogating her, before checking out her alibi or vetting her, the FBI declared her protected from day one. In addition to District Attorney Rourke declaring that Nichol Kessinger had what he could best describe as being bombshell evidence, he also described how she came to law enforcement and what it was she had to offer. We found this to be really curious because what he said does not align with any of the facts as we well know them to be.
Law enforcement got a phone call from a woman named Nichol Kessinger. She said that she had information and was offering to be interviewed as part of this investigation to offer up to investigators what she knew.
But of course, District Attorney Rourke, that silly guy, he doesn't always tell it exactly like it is. So it's more like this. Nichol Kessinger came forward because Anadarko's Tony Husky, the supervisor. I didn't emphasize when making this video what a complete load of bullshit the words that just came out of Michael Rourke's mouth is. And here's why. Many of you know this, but she didn't call law enforcement and come forth offering information to help solve the case. Bullshit. For the division that she and Chris Watts worked for found emails between Nichol Kessinger and Chris Watts from June 12th, 2018 that indicated to him that they might have a little romance brewing. When she found that out, of course she had to go to law enforcement because they were going to come to her if she didn't get to them first. And she certainly didn't share with law enforcement what she knew, just like that, easy breezy, because over the course of these several hours, almost 10 hours that law enforcement interviewed Nichol Kessinger, she changed her story on every material fact or point several times. And also, as we know, she deleted everything, all correspondence and anything having to do with herself and Chris Watts from her cell phone. And she also tried to bust her SIM card. So no, District Attorney Rourke, Nichol Kessinger was not forthcoming. Let's just be clear about that.
What did that cause you to do with your phone, though?
Oh, what? When I deleted those? I was just kind of grossed out by him, to be honest with you. I removed it.
So you already said, but you removed text messages?
I deleted all of his stuff. It was the hurt that made me delete it. And then it was the lie that made me start questioning everything else he'd been telling me for the last few days.
And that's when you decided to come forward?
Yeah.
She was interviewed on multiple occasions. I believe that for the most part, she was forthcoming in the course of those investigations.
This man, this district attorney, this champion of justice is clearly all over the place. He changes his story nearly as much as Nichol Kessinger does, and we have to ask why that is. Well, in the part one, we went over all of the things that District Attorney Rourke knew during the time of this investigation about Nichol Kessinger and everything else. We went over things that he knew when he decided, oh, it is time to accept Chris Watts' plea deal and just get this whole thing over with. And the things that he knew raise some serious questions. Let's do a summary of the part one because all of this information is critical. Number one, Kessinger was treated as a witness from day one. Number two, the FBI protected her from day one. Number three, Rourke mischaracterized her reason for coming forward. Number four, Rourke over-exaggerated the value of her statements in helping the investigation and ultimately solving this crime. Number five, Rourke said himself that she hampered the investigation and that she was forthcoming for the most part. And finally, Rourke was aware of incriminating evidence that would show that Nichol Kessinger had guilty knowledge of this horrible crime and possibly more. Rourke was also aware of how the evidence in this case was handled, what evidence was collected, how it was processed, if it was processed or analyzed at all. He also was aware of the direction the investigation was heading in had he not accepted the plea deal from Chris Watts. We are left with these central questions. Why did District Attorney Rourke accept a plea deal from Chris Watts, putting no conditions whatsoever on that plea deal? Why did District Attorney Rourke and law enforcement protect Nichol Kessinger? Why was there a need to protect Chris Watts' mistress, and how did protecting her benefit law enforcement or District Attorney's office? Since we know by Nichol Kessinger's own admission and District Attorney Rourke's statements, she did in fact break laws. She deleted evidence, she destroyed evidence, she obstructed justice. What was the full extent of her knowledge or involvement before, during, or after these horrific crimes? And since we know that she did commit offenses, why were serious, chargeable offenses completely ignored? Okay, the audio on this video is really horrible. This was when I was just getting rid of my last software. Video editing software, and thank God I did. So I'm just going to talk you through this next little part. So in this next part here, I talk about the fact that Tammy Lee, here, I'll put it on mute. I'll just talk you through. Tammy Lee, infamously declared that the clock stopped when Chris Watts pled. Well, I have a real problem with that. And people will say all the time, yeah, well, the clock stopped when Chris Watts pled. They stopped the investigation. No, they never started the investigation. And if we really want to pick out a day when the clock stopped, definitively, at least, we have evidence of the clock stopping, meaning there was no more investigation, it would be on September 8th, 2018. It was on that day when the CBI sent a memo to Detective Dave Baumhover, who was a lead on the investigation at that time, that they were not going, this is the word, that they were refusing to analyze the following evidence that had already been collected from Chris Watts' work truck. Let me get it right. And that evidence is, I have it listed here. Let me just get to the screen. Here it should be it. Why did I put that text over there? Okay. All right, here we go. So that evidence is, I'm just going to read the items that pertain to Chris Watts' work truck, okay? Trace lifts from the back seat, driver's side of Chris Watts' work truck. So trace lifts, of course, there's a potential of getting DNA. There's going to be fibers that are going to be possibly connected to people or places or things. There's going to be, environmental factors they're going to give you a whole lot of information, right? All the things we know that can be determined from trace lifts that are collected when evidence is gathered in an investigation, if that evidence is then, in fact, actually analyzed like it's supposed to be. Also refused, again, and that is a word for analysis by the Colorado Bureau of Investigation was trace lifts from the center console of Chris Watts' work truck. Also, the driver's side seat cover from Chris Watts' work truck. And then there were two more specified items that weren't here, but they had to do with the front of Chris Watts' work truck. So what was analyzed from inside Chris Watts' work truck, you might ask? Nothing. All of the evidence that was in fact collected from Chris Watts' work truck, which was the vessel that transported Shanann Watts' remains after Chris Watts strangulated the life out of her, and what I believe to be an already deceased or nearly deceased little 3-year-old girl named Cece Watts, and one very alive and aware and terrified, beautiful little girl named Bella Watts. That was the vessel that transported that family, not in the state of being really a family anymore, from their residence to Survey 319. So what would that trace lift and other evidence that was in fact collected from Chris Watts' work truck, but refused for analysis by the CBI have told us? Well, perhaps if anyone else was in the work truck. We know that Chris was not allowed to have passengers in the work truck. If somebody else was in his truck that day, certainly there would be something from them, fibers, DNA, something of that sort. You know what else it would have likely told us? And this is not my opinion. This is from the mouths of experts in the field of forensic analysis, telling us here on the channel through interviews and other things we've done over the years, what would have been determined if that evidence was analyzed. We would have been determined if all of the people who were in the work truck, his family, were they alive or deceased. We also would have known, those are the two most important things, but any number of different things, right? So why is that important? Well, let me get to that. I mean, it's just important because it is. It's important that you do a thorough and complete investigation. All right. Reality of why we know that that is not the case. Because District Attorney Rourke. Wait, I can't remember what's not the case. Let me go back. I can't remember what I said is not the case. All right.
That evidence was actually collected. But CBI, Colorado Bureau of Investigation, chose to not send that evidence to their labs to analyze the evidence to determine what DNA could be found, what hair could be found, what other evidence, trace evidence could be found that would decisively identify what, if any, occupants were in Chris Watts' work truck, and they could also determine if those occupants were alive or deceased. Now, when I've brought this issue up before, people might refute it by saying, oh, well, maybe, well, hey, right there, it says they didn't wish to take it into evidence at that time, so maybe they analyze this evidence another time. But guys, we know that's not the case.
Again, I stress the significance of understanding this reality of why we know that that is not the case.
Because District Attorney Rourke went with the story that Shanann, Bella, and Celeste were all murdered in their home at 2825 Saratoga Trail until Tammy Lee, Dave Baumhover, and Graham Coder went to interview Chris Watts in prison after he was already serving his 5 consecutive life sentences.
I need to emphasize this point. Even at the trial, when, District Attorney Rourke was, when they were sentencing Chris Watts, he had already pled, but he was giving his statement to the judge preceding the victim impact statements, talking about how the crime all went down. We know from what the family has said that District Attorney Rourke told the family that definitively all of the members of their family were deceased on that journey in his truck, that truck where evidence was collected but electively not analyzed, or other words, refused to Survey 319, where he so disrespectfully disposed of their remains. The family was told definitively that all three of them were murdered at the house. In District Attorney Rourke's statement to the judge, he states very clearly that all three of them were murdered in the house. And Chris Watts took 3 trips out to the truck, even though he clearly takes 8, once each time to take the body of a member of his family from the home to the truck. Well, not only is that just factually incorrect, meaning that the investigation and District Attorney Rourke do not have a clear understanding of the case that they are prosecuting and the criminal, the nature of the crime that the criminal who they just accepted a plea deal from, they don't have an understanding of the crime that he really committed. But also, and Sandy Rusick spoke out about this when, well, let me see if I say it here in the video.
On February 18th, 2018, over 3 months after his sentencing, at that time, Chris Watts then gave them a more complete confession, informing them of what apparently really happened, that Shanann's life was taken at the home, and that sweet little Bella and Celeste made that car ride from Saratoga Trail to Survey 319, 45 minutes, alive, with their mother's body on the floorboard beneath their feet. And it wasn't until they arrived at Survey 319 did they take their last breaths.
The defendant then methodically and calmly loaded their bodies into his work truck, not in a hasty or disorganized way. He was seen from the neighbor's doorbell camera backing his truck into the driveway, going back and forth into the house and back out to the truck 3 different times, 1 time for each of their bodies. He then drove them away from their family home 1 final time, intent on hiding any evidence of the crimes that he had just committed.
People who were
I'm just going to jump forward to a couple select parts again, then we're going to move on to Veriscope. But I just really feel it's important that people have a full understanding of this. Where is this? Okay. This is Bianchi, who is an amazing attorney, talking about what a bullshit move it was for Rourke to accept that plea without allocution or any statement, detailing the nature of the crime.
Parents' way of kind of coping or wrapping.
To get in there, abduct.
Murders, there wasn't a lot.
There was a lot of circumstantial evidence.
The defense is that did not occur here.
Sorry.
Bob Bianchi, thank you. Maybe it's his parents' way of kind of coping or wrapping their head around this. Thank you so much.
The following is from an interview with District Attorney Rourke right after Chris Watts' sentencing. This interview is filled with examples of what he did, accepting, so to speak, Chris Watts' plea deal was total BS.
I know this is hypothetical, but had Chris Watts not confessed in this case, how tight was this case? I mean, was there a lot of evidence out there? Because I know that as far as the murders, there wasn't a lot.
There was a lot of circumstantial evidence that really, I think, was strong evidence. When law enforcement shows up right at the outset, based on this call from her friend Nicole, saying, I need you to come check on the welfare of Shanann. When her car is there, her purse is there, her cell phone is there, the house is locked up from the inside in a way that no one could lock a door and run out a garage door, for example. No one could lock a door and run out a garage door, for example. The key code on the garage door didn't work. There was no way to get in there, abduct them or anything else. Signal to us that it probably, at that early stage, probably was a family member. Probably was the defendant. But then you start to really look at the manner in which they were killed, where their bodies were dumped, his familiarity with that area. And I think there were a lot of pieces that could be put together even without him talking, but it certainly made it a much stronger case because he ultimately did give us at least a version of what he wanted us to believe.
Wait, what? Could you please say that again?
Because he ultimately did give us at least a version of what he wanted us to believe.
Yo, did you just say?
Okay, so we're talking about statement analysis tonight. So District Attorney Rourke says we're good with it because Chris Watts gave us a version of what he wanted us to believe. So in other words, District Attorney Rourke says we're good with it because Chris Watts sold us hook, line, and sinker on one of his bullshit stories of pure fiction that we knew was a bullshit story of pure fiction, but that version was colorful enough, so we're cool. He said it's all good because Chris Watts ultimately told us a version of the story he wanted us. Wait, let me get that wording exact there. I think this is insane. Listen carefully.
To get in there, abduct them or anything else, signal to us that it probably at that early stage probably was a family member, probably was the defendant. But then you start to really look at the manner in which they were killed, where their bodies were dumped, his familiarity with that area. And I think there were a lot of pieces that could be put together even without him talking, but it certainly made it a much stronger case because he ultimately did give us at least a version of what he wanted us to believe.
Wait, what? Could you please say that again?
He says it made it a much stronger case because he ultimately came out and gave us a version of what he wanted us to believe. You know what, District Attorney Rourke, shove it up your ass. I can't even believe those words came out of his mouth. I almost closed the stream. I'm just befuddled.
And
because he ultimately did give us at least a version of what he wanted us to believe.
Yo, did you just say that his confession was helpful because ultimately he gave you a version of what he wanted you to believe? Wait, how is that helpful? He gave you, law enforcement, a version.
All right, I already went over this. Obviously, every time I hear it, it impacts me the same way. Now, I mean, this is important because things just weren't done right. And you know, we have procedures and ways of doing things in our system of justice in the free world, and they weren't followed, obviously. But really more important than that, let's hear it from swindler criminal Dr. Phil.
Things needed to change. In fact, we know that something like this is the case due to what the Challenge investigation just learned about what investigators knew about.
And I'm going to circle back to that, and it relates to a question Patty asked, but let me get through this.
Nichol Kessinger and some part she played in the nefarious activities that happened in the days leading up to the end of Shanann, Bella, and Celeste's life. And we will be going deeper into that in the next 2 episodes of this series. In this Dr. Phil episode, we're about to explore a little bit. It was recorded right after Chris Watts' final confession to the 3 investigators when they went out to speak with him in Dodge Correctional Facility after he had already been charged, sentenced, and was no doubt spending the rest of his life in prison. Dr. Phil, in this clip, talks to Shanann's family's attorneys. He brings up the topic saying, we know that the other person in the investigation that was questioned was the mistress. Did anything actually come of that investigation? In talking to the mistress. We will then hear what the attorneys had to say. And guys, it is very interesting. I don't know if you've ever heard this, but wow, wait until you hear this now.
Chris Watts is sharing new details about the night he killed them. An attorney for Shanann's parents, Frank and Sandy Rusick, told our Dylan Thomas his clients were briefed on the new information and were evaluating their next steps.
You need to pay attention to the fact that they say here that the family was evaluating their next steps. Dr. Phil asked the attorneys why investigators went to talk to Chris Watts in February of 2019.
As we expressed, it's our guess that there was another person they were looking into or investigating that would have required enough time to either determine if charges should be brought or if that was not an avenue to be explored. And we're unsure at this point if that's ongoing investigation or not, so we don't want to go too far down that road.
The Rusic's family attorneys offer an explanation of why the Rusics simply not care. Shit, I was muted that whole time. God damn it. That person was just talking was the Rusics family attorney. So what he just said was the whole reason that Tammy Lee, Dave Baumhover, and Graham Coder went to Dodge Correctional Facility to interview Chris Watts in February of 2019 was to find out information about another possible investigatory role that they were taking, another person involved, because they needed more information to see if they should continue with that investigation, drop it, pull the trigger on charges, or what have you. And now at that time, that was the definitive opinion of the Rusick's attorney, that gentleman right there. He said it in other ways, in other places, and also the Rusick family. Now, what happened in their mind that where they didn't think that anymore, I don't know. We don't need to talk about it. I so much respect that family, and I don't ever want to harm them or say anything bad about them. Whatever they're going through, their process is their own, and I am not going to try to dictate or judge it. But of course, the Rusick's family attorney had information that the public didn't, that allowed him to know that the reason that those three investigators, agents, went to Dodge Correctional to question Chris Watts was, in fact, what he declared on Dr. Phil's show. Because, you know, if he was wrong, it's not like anyone's going to see Dr. Phil's show, you know, so that is why they went there. There's other reasons that we know that is why they went there, but that's the one that we're going to talk about right now. If law enforcement goes after someone else that may have been involved, I mean, think of Chris Watts' initial confession. He blamed Shanann for these atrocities. He blamed Shanann. The Rusick's family's main concern was to clear Shanann's name, and rightfully so. They probably felt after that happened, they could move on. The result of that interview in February 2019 from Dodge Correctional Facility is that Shanann's name was, in fact, cleared. The family attorneys say that with this confession, they hope that it can be known by all that Chris Watts did not walk in to find his daughter's lives being taken by the hands of Shanann. The attorney goes on to say, and man, I can totally understand this, and I so much feel for Sandy Rusick and the Rusick family, that the way the information is coming out now, rather than in a prolonged way, as it would in a trial when they had time to emotionally prepare for what they were going to hear, there's information coming out every 2 to 3 weeks. And it's making Sandy feel kind of angry. And my gosh, who could blame the woman? It's torture. The attorney then goes on to explain how the Rusicks went about making the decision that they did regarding the outcome they'd feel okay with there being a trial or not being a trial, accepting Chris Watts' plea or not, and having death penalty on the table or not. And remember, the information that they were given from District Attorney Rourke upon which they made that decision was information that District Attorney Rourke himself was not even certain of, because they never analyzed the evidence that was found in the investigation. So the story that they based that decision on was that pregnant Shanann, Bella, and Celeste's lives all ended
in the home. And then Chris Watts loaded each of them into the truck deceased, drove them to Survey 319, where he disposed of their bodies.
All of this together, and I kind of just said it there, but see, the Rourke family was under the false belief that Bella, Celeste, and Shanann were definitely all murdered at Saratoga Trail, and they were all taken to Survey 319 deceased. They had 3 months to try to come to terms with losing their only daughter and their only grandchildren, the only grandchildren that they will ever have, believing that that was the story. And then those investigators go to Dodge to interview Chris Watts because they're looking into another person. And it just so happens that he tells them something that is truly a bombshell, that no, according to him, Bella and Celeste were not deceased when he put them in that truck and took them to survey, but rather Bella watched her father murder her baby sister, dispose of her body in an oil tank. Imagine what that scene looked like to Bella. And then came back to the truck where she begged for her life and was perceptive enough to know that what he was going to do to her next was probably what he did to her sister. And she asked him that. And then as he was taking her life away, the last thing she said was, "Daddy, no." That never should have happened the way that it did. It's an absolute disgrace.
But that is not what really happened.
That the family made the choice, whether you believe it's the correct one or not, to not pursue the death penalty. If it were me, I don't know how that would sit with me, knowing that she didn't know the full story.
And that might very well have changed the position she took, what she advocated for at the time.
All I can tell you is what I might do. It would definitely have changed
Well,
the
isn't that
calculus for
some
me.
egg in District Attorney? What he's saying there is, if the family knew at the time what really happened, that horrible story that I just, summarized, which you can't even, right? Then maybe Sandy would have thought differently. And no, Deadline Crime, they didn't go with Sandy's wishes and not taking the death penalty. There was a lot of convincing that happened. And this is evidenced by, well, what the attorney is saying right here, but also the fact that District Attorney Rourke maintained in his press conference after the sentencing that it was Sandy who graciously did not want the death penalty. And she is a gracious person with so much love and grace and amazing things in her heart. I can't even find words to express like what I think about in that regard of her. But when he spoke about this on his wife's podcast, The Survivor's Guide to True Crime, with Kara and whatever, they're Kara and Kim, he said, he told his story in a much more detailed fashion. And he said, he reversed it. He said that it was Sandy who wanted the death penalty. And it was Father Frank, Shanann's father, who did not want the death penalty. And then successively after this, Dr. Phil, on a little Dr. Phil clip, I think it was, Sandy and Frankie Jr. said that if they knew what really happened, they would have thought differently about the whole situation. And for what they did to that family and not completing the investigation and then lying in a court of law into that family's face and talking them out of pursuing the death penalty so District Rourke could take the plea and not put Chris to trial is absolutely, on a humane basis, unforgivable. So that's that. And I wasn't planning on going that much into that topic, but I feel very passionately about it. So I hope that brought something to you that gives you a better understanding of what really happened or how the investigation completely failed society, the family, the victims, and justice. Yeah. Yep. I have a copy of the podcast if you want it. Yeah, I snagged that immediately. I knew it was going to get taken down. Okay, so let's go into Veriscope. So again, Veriscope is an amazing channel. I mean, it's just awesome. People who have just found it. I've been watching Veriscope. I watched the very first video that came up on YouTube. This is so right up my alley. Love pie chart, scientific method, all that stuff. Tried and true, proven, techniques with data to back it up. Yes, baby. And people have just found this channel. So many people have been like, oh my God, thank you. I love Veriscope. So if you haven't found Veriscope yet, you want to do it now, I promise. It's just an amazing channel. He's brilliant. The method is brilliant. And I don't really say that about anyone other than Veriscope. Let's just get into this. So yeah, check him out. Please tell him we sent you. And here we go. This picks up somewhere in the second interview with Nichol Kessinger. He's, doing the whole interview piece by piece. He analyzes it in such an intricate, detailed, oriented way that, you just analyze a little bit each time. So here we go.
To the Veriscope channel, where we're going to be looking at the analysis of Nichol Kessinger and continuing on with the police interview, where we're looking at the forensic linguistics and the statement analysis. And from that, we're building a intelligence case as to who knew what and when. So without further ado, let's carry on with the police interview, and then we'll come back to the actual analysis itself, and I'll explain a little bit more. Oh, by the way, this is Chris Watts's body cam police interview, where we're breaking down some of the statistics in the linguistics there and some of the intelligence findings that we're getting. But I'll come back and explain the method later. Let's first listen to what she has to say today.
Doesn't really fluctuate when she's there and when she's not there. He's pretty like free reign with what he does.
So anything important that you recall during that conversation about the children, about his wife, about what he was doing the next day, what he had planned, anything like that? Did he tell you any of that information?
Okay, so that's a no. All of that is completely dismissed. And then she'll go on to tell us what she does remember. None of that, nothing what the policeman wants, but she'll give you a little bit of what she's prepared to. And don't forget, right?
The creator is British. I don't know why I feel like I had to answer that right now and interrupt him. British, he's British.
Right at the beginning of this conversation with this police officer, she told him straight that he's not going to get anything to do with specific times or what was specifically said. She said it ain't gonna happen, in her own words. And she's sticking to that. He's tiptoeing around the garden in case he upsets her and she does a scarper. There's a runner down the road. Dad here is trying to keep her in the room. The whole thing is ridiculous. Let's carry on.
Remember he told me he had to go to the field and not to the office on Monday morning.
Okay. Did he?
Okay. So he asked very specific questions, didn't he? And she said, he told me he had to go to the field. She is withholding information. She is deliberately being uncooperative. But because she's a skilled gaslighter who has probably been doing it for many years, she gives little tidbits of pretend cooperation. But when we slow down and analyze what she's actually doing, she gives the entire game away because we can pinpoint her strategies, her ways, her methods. We can see her deliberately being uncooperative and withholding information. Someone put in the comments that someone in law enforcement or some politics, some buffoon somewhere, thinks that she's cooperative. Who is this guy? Has he not even watched the video? Does he know nothing? How on earth could anyone say this individual is cooperative? She won't pass over the telephone. She's lost the telephone. numbers, everything is vague. She's told him damn straight, ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna get any specific times or any specific words. She has told the murderer to delete everything. Get rid of it.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted once again. So he's remarking on what a freaking idiot District Attorney Rourke is. He's like, someone said in the comments that some, attorney or district attorney or something said that, she was cooperative. Who is this buffoon? And then he's giving all the reasons why that's an absolutely, completely absurd, insane, delusional thing to say.
And she's been deleting stuff herself. I think they've been using Snapchat myself. I think don't forget, she got them off the work phones and into a private, secure environment. That's what I think has happened. And she's unsure how much Chris has managed to delete. She knows she's deleted the lot. Let's carry on. She is highly deceptive. She's not cooperative, and she uses convincing language. Highly deceptive.
Specifically say where he needed to go on Monday morning?
No, I don't ask him for those sites. There's Anadarko's got thousands of sites. If he were to tell me, I wouldn't even.
They're just random numbers and stuff, right?
Well, he told me, he said, I got to go to a site. I got to go check out a valve or something where they think that they had a release, something like that.
Did he mention the town?
Notice everything is non-committed, vague, hedged, the whole damn lot. Nothing is committed to. Everything is skirted around. It's ridiculous. And this tone of voice that she uses, it's enough to drive anyone insane. I mean, these two, I don't know how they're putting up with the bloody thing.
Or anywhere.
No, he just told me that that's what he had to go do. He's like, he was like, I won't see you in the office in the morning. Because I see him, but I don't actually talk to him. I will go in the cafeteria, I will put my lunch in the fridge, and him and his whole team are sitting in there, and I don't talk to any of them. I just walk out. Okay,
so she doesn't talk to any of them, she just walks out.
Anyways, yeah, he's like, so I won't see you, I'm going to the field, which is not an uncommon thing for the ops guys to just go straight to the field.
What did he ask her? He asked her 4 very important questions. She's just waffling on about banal rubbish, and he hasn't brought her back to the important questions. She just brushed it off, not interested in that, and then tells him, what I will tell you is about lunchroom sandwiches and various places that I'm not sure he went to.
It happens. Typically they go to the office, I would say 3 or 4 days a week, but they're.
And this is the waffle that the guilty do. They waffle in safe grounds. Now, how many times a week do they have lunch? Do they get sandwiches from that shop or this shop? I'm not really sure, because I always leave the cafeteria whenever I see them eating sandwiches. It's just like this constant droning rubbish and waffle. And they use it to stay away from the dangerous areas. They'll stay in this rubbish all day if you let them. Bear in mind, sometimes you do, because with the long pontification, the unconscious can begin to take over part of it, and it's sometimes surprising what they'll say, but not all interview.
There are days where him and his other team members are not there, or I'll get in there and some days the cafeteria is packed and they're all there. Okay. And other days I get in there and there's only 3 or 4 of them.
So it didn't cause you any concern that he's I'm going to the field on Monday, I won't see you. That wasn't.
No.
That's happened before.
Yeah, It wasn't something, and it's not just him, it's that whole team. You can just tell when they.
So do you notice the constant half-finished sentences, the mixture of self-censorship and sometimes gaslighting technique where she wants the listener to finish the sentence? It's also an advanced sales technique.
I just want to interrupt for a minute just to bring to your attention, since we are the people who know about this case, the question that she's answering right now, do keep in mind, is, so what did you guys talk about during that 111-minute conversation? Now, this is his third go around at having her try to answer the question. The last time he asked it towards the beginning and he got nothing. He came back to it later in the interview, and that's when she went on a diatribe that parlayed into a nervous breakdown and I didn't know and all of that, and then her crying and daddy holding her hand, and then he goes back to it again. So what she's doing right now is all in response to the question. So what did you guys talk about during that 111-minute phone conversation that at this point was less than 3 days ago, as she sits in that chair right there? Just keep that all in context.
Where if you say it, you believe it. If the salesperson says it, you can doubt it. So what influencers who are skilled will sometimes do is say half of the sentence or 3/4 of the sentence, and then drift into a new area, allowing your mind to finish the sentence. And your unconscious over time doesn't tell the difference between it's now your thought rather than this person's thought, and you've been influenced. She does a mixture of the gaslighting lower level skill than professional salespeople who use a similar technique, but she does it. But sometimes it's genuine self-censorship. In other words, she begins the sentence. She's not using a technique at all. She just begins the sentence, decides she doesn't like where it's going, might be revealing too much, and abandons the sentence and starts a new sentence. And eventually the whole thing can become a monotone, rambling on and on and on, mixture of starting and stopping and self-censorship and waffling around absolutely nothing for ages and ages, almost in a hypnotic pattern, in a similar way to what I'm doing now. And then you can do and on it goes, on and on and on. Anyway,
like a lot going on, because I'll walk in and there'll be like 2 of them as opposed to like 6 or 7.
Do you know what he did Sunday during the day?
I don't even know what I did on Sunday during the day. I am so tired. Let me.
So this is super important right there, but I just had to pause because I know Jay Evans, and hi, welcome back. And I'm glad you're here, but I just need to say, I'm reading what you're saying and stuff. And I've said this before on the channel, a lot of people that are here know this about my grandfather. He was a 33rd degree Mason, and I spent a lot of time with him when he was very active in the Masons. I was the only grandchild. I went on trips with my grandparents, like Mason conventions and stuff. And of course, I was not exposed to all the things that adults were because I was a child, but I mean, I was there, you know, pretty much always. I was a little kid, and they really were just like the nicest, most charitable, hospitable people. Yes, they definitely do look out for each other. They have one another's back, just like, you know, mutual members of, you know, almost any elective organization are. But just, hey, watch it. Don't trash the Freemasons. I have a place in my heart for special, very special 33rd degree Freemason. Okay. So the question that now, so he's like, okay, I guess he's done with a 111-minute conversation question for now. So then he asks, what did Chris do on Sunday? So I think this was so astute of Veriscope to pick this up and analyze it the way he did, because we all know there's something really wrong with her response. But what he's saying is she turns it around to be like, you know, I didn't even know what I did on Sunday. Because the last thing she wants to do is touch any question about Sunday. Oh, and going back to something that Patty said a while ago, or a question he asked, I started. I do have some information that I can share. I can't share everything that I want to share about it, but I can make the general statement as I have on this channel before. And I'm going to give you this little tidbit, and I can promise you that this is a fact. So Patty said, the only thing I can think of that would protect her is if she knew where the bodies were, then maybe Chris had told her. That's the only thing important enough to protect her, but I don't think that's it. So District Attorney Rourke, along with the lead investigators, knew that this is what I can say. There is evidence that, of course, the DA and the investigators were privy to. Well, the investigators are the ones that uncovered it, and District Attorney Rourke certainly was the first person given this evidence. It does exist. It does exist. What I can say is this: Nichol Kessinger, they knew that Nichol Kessinger knew that Shanann had been murdered by Chris before they took the trip from Saratoga Trail to Survey 319. So she did know that. That's a fact. That's a fact that's not disclosed to the public, but that is a fact. So that's part of the puzzle. I don't know the whole thing, though, and I want to, and we will someday.
Right. He asked a good question, didn't he? What did she do? She immediately panics. She starts ostriching. She says she doesn't know. She can't remember, or whatever their words were. And now she's pulled out the, oh my God, I'm tired card. Suddenly, I'm tired. She's going to be hungry and thirsty very shortly, I would imagine. More than likely will want to go home soon. Anyway, we've got the, put that on the game of Uno, put the I'm tired card down here. She's pulled it out. Let's listen to that
Just
again.
think about this, Daniel. I don't even know what I'll walk in and they'll be
Let's
like,
listen to that again. This
as
is
opposed
important.
to like
Watch
6
this.
or 7.
Do you know what he did Sunday during the day?
I don't even know what I did.
Boom. Do you know what he did Sunday during the day? She's frozen in the headlights. She takes 1 or 2 seconds. She breathes in. She goes, She looks over here for support. Poor old dad, who's been dragged into the room to listen to her monotone for hours. Mind you, he's put up with it all his life, so he's probably used to it. She looks over to dad for support. Now, there's been a triple murder, and she can't remember what she did on Sunday. This is absolute non-cooperation. She's worried about telling the truth, so she's shut down. Let's listen to that again.
On Sunday during the day, as opposed to like 6 or 7.
Do you know what he did Sunday during the day?
I don't even know what I did on Sunday during the day.
Right. He didn't ask what you did on Sunday during the day. He asked, do you know what he did? Changing the question, buying cognitive time to think, is a tactic. Look what she's doing. She's lying. She's being deceptive.
I am so tired.
And then the I'm so tired, heck, and collapsing. This is an excuse type that she'll have used throughout her life. Probably the stamping of the feet and the tantrum if she can't get her own way. She's immediately pulled out the I'm so tired card. She was asked a simple question. Do you know what he did on Sunday afternoon? And what have we got? We've got the pantomime act, the I'm so tired, the I don't even know what I did on Sunday, rather than answer the question, the look over for dad for support. This is a simple question in a triple murder. This individual knows more than she is saying and is deliberately hiding how much she knows. Why? Why is this question in particular? Do you know what he did on Sunday?
Yes, you go, Veriscope. He has got it pegged, and he doesn't have in-depth knowledge or much at all of this case. And he, using his scientifically validated method of linguistic analysis, is able to determine these things with a high degree of reliability, and we can verify that what he's saying is, yes, in fact, correct. You rock, Veriscope.
Why has it caused this absolute change in behavior? Let's listen one more time. This is a very important part of the interview.
Just think about this. Daniel Kim. I don't even know what I did on Sunday during the day. 2 of them, as opposed to like 6 or 7.
Do you know what he did Sunday during the day?
I don't even know what I did on Sunday during the day. I am so tired. Let me just think about this. Daniel came over Friday. I hung out with him Saturday. And then Sunday.
Okay, so then we had a little narrative, load of rubbish. And now she's still frozen. What is she going to say? And no doubt the cavalry is going to come in to the rescue. What you do is you let them sit with this. You don't come in and rescue. You keep quiet and you let them hold the pressure. Don't come in with rescue questions.
Come in.
Monday.
Right. Unfortunately, we had a rescue support question. She's still shut down.
Jim got here Monday. What did I do on Sunday?
We don't know. We're asking we're asking you if you know what he did on Sunday. You're doing the old switcheroo gaslighting technique of trying to change the question. Nobody's falling for it. Do you see how she's done the switcheroo? Listen again.
I am so tired. Let me just.
Okay, I just have to intervene with chat a little here. So I'm seeing the discussion about Shanann and the parenting and the debate about that. And you know what? I've done plenty of content on that issue, plenty of very edgy content on that issue. In fact, I almost got kicked out of YouTube for talking about that issue. But I still, from the perspective of a behavioral therapist, think it's really important to explore family dynamics surrounding any crime, or relationship dynamics. It's not necessarily family. Oftentimes it is, right? But and there are some very clear family dynamics that are in play in the Watts family that are troublesome. And the reason it's important to talk about it, to me, is they are indicators of individuals or systems or groups of people, like a family or people in a relationship, heading towards a place of crisis, where they need support, they need help, they might need interventions. Because if there are indicators of an individual or a group of people spiraling towards a state of crisis, if nothing is done to stop that, statistically, the probability is in favor of something bad happening to you. You hitting rock bottom, a tragedy happening, an overdose happening, just whatever, doing something to really, really mess up life in a significant way for yourself or others. So, doing what I do for work as a behavioral therapist, one of the things that is very important to me in my profession, and I take this out of my profession into life, is to, not turn the other cheek when you see these indicators. And you don't have to be a professional, whatever, to see indicators of people headed towards a state of crisis. Oftentimes they're very clear. And from my perspective, that doesn't mean when people are headed towards a state of crisis, usually they are behaving in ways and making choices that, we don't generally consider to be the most desirable, right? But for me, the whole idea of talking about this is not to stand in judgment of them, because let's face it, guys, life is really fucking hard. And we've all been there in one way or another. And what I mean is in a bad place, from an outside perspective, acting like a fool, making bad choices, doing things that are really bad for yourself or the people around you. So in discussing that, and it's really important to me on this channel. That's why I stopped to talk about this. The idea is not to judge those people, but to have a better understanding of like the human condition and relationship dynamics. And when we can see that somebody is headed towards a state of crisis or is in a really bad place and they need support, so we can provide that to ourselves or others in the future when we find ourselves or see others in that same position. So for that reason, I think it's super important to talk about the family dynamics. And yes, I've talked very honestly about some things I've observed in those family dynamics, but right now in this chat, it's not time for that conversation because it's just getting really conflicty. And also, that period. separate issue is I have to really put parameters around the conversation as far as like my standing with YouTube because of some things that have happened with the past. So I just, we can't just be disrespectful, especially if, and I'm not saying anyone, no, I'm not directing this towards anyone in particular, but especially if what you're saying could be perceived as disrespectful and it's not grounded as fact, I just can't have that. So let's just squash it.
You did Sunday during the day?
I don't even know what I did on Sunday during the day. I am so tired. Let me just think about this. Daniel came over Friday. I hung out with him Saturday. And then Sunday.
When did Jim come in?
Monday.
Huh.
Jim got here Monday. What did I do on Sunday? I am like drawing a blank. I'm really.
We didn't ask that. Do you see? Do you see the switcheroo? And this is what they do. She's lying. She knows something. What was his question again? Do you know what he did Sunday afternoon? And look at this complete pantomime performance where she hopes she can con everyone that the real question is, what did you do on Sunday? And let me think, what did I do on Sunday? That wasn't the question. Now, will the detective bring it back or will he let this slide? Let's see.
Really tired. I don't know. Can I get back to you on that?
Did you guys have any?
And then she says, I don't know. Can I get back to you on that? In other words, not even answer the question that she changed from the initial question. Unbelievable. And what is this guy going to do? I think he lets it slide. Look at her covering her face. She won't believe it if she gets away with this one. What happens?
Conversations on Saturday night during your meal, what he might be doing on Sunday.
I'm sure we did. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank.
So he tries to pull it back, but he pulls it back with a slightly different question rather than just reiterating the question again. Now we're having the continued pantomime, aren't we?
Because I haven't slept.
So now she's tired and now she can't remember because she hasn't slept. These are simple questions. A day or so around the murder. This isn't what you did on holiday 3 years ago on Sunday. This is the murder period. She's lying.
Say that he may have done something with his children. Would that refresh
yes.
your memory?
He went to a birthday party.
Everyone got stressed. Everyone had to change body positions because everybody knew that she's avoiding and under stress. Now she's been handed a little present and she grabs it.
Okay. Did you know whose house he was going to?
Nope, but I know that they had a wife.
Okay, so rather than the real question, which she's scared about, she now gets given a gift wrapped, do you know anything about a birthday party? She grabbed it like a drowning person, but now, having been relieved from the real pressure, which she tried to change the question of, and then being given the gift wrapped new birthday party, she'll now go back into retreat and not know anything about anything else again. Let's look.
Water balloon fight.
Okay. He had one, or his children?
His children did.
Okay.
He said he used to get really into it. He said he got like really interactive with his kids.
Oh,
Like,
suddenly the
adults
memory's
don't really
back.
spend a lot of time playing with the kids, but I
Oh, suddenly, because it's safe ground, she remembers absolutely everything, word for word. Before, she was tired. She hadn't slept all night. I can't even remember what I was doing on Sunday, let alone what he was doing. Safe ground, no problem. Word for word. Do you see the problem here? She's dancing. She's choosing when to know nothing and to be too tired ain't gonna happen, she told him, don't forget. And when she has perfect memory recall and can remember absolutely everything word for word, she chooses when, according to if she thinks it's safe for her. This is an extremely dangerous individual. A narcissistic type gaslighter.
So did you hear that? He identifies her, and he said this before, and he does not usually talk about the people that he analyzes in this manner. She is an extremely dangerous individual, and I couldn't possibly agree more. What do y'all think?
She's being deceptive, and she is lying, and she is withholding information, and she is not being cooperative.
To the museum on what day? Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay.
That's right. So that's what I was like, was I hanging out with you? God.
Very memorable event, huh?
Liars will often do the overperformance to compensate for the amount of stress that they've been through. That's not cognitive load. The brain chooses its words from the formulator. The different parts of the brain produce different words. We've been through this. There's one part of the brain produces the small words. Another part of the brain produces the content words. It's not cognitive stress that shows lying. What shows lying is when somebody fabricates, they will be using a part of the brain from the formulator, the part of the brain that makes the ideas and the language. They will be using a different part of the brain, a different neural network, and a different mathematics as to the words that are chosen. So, for instance, in real life, everything is far more multicolored. You have all of your senses, smell, taste, touch, where you're sitting, your feet on the floor, the sounds in the room, everything is intense, and it encodes on the brain a lot of information. And when that comes out in language, it comes out in mathematically different type of language than a made up story, where the brain doesn't have the amount of intense coding of reality. And so the amount of causal words, for instance, the connector words, the reasons why at certain points in the statement where they're being deceptive will decrease and increase at other sectors. And the use of the articles and the use of the additive words, it will all change in the statement according to where the lies are, and it will become off baseline. I don't want to get too caught in the weeds, but my point is this: she is lying. She is being uncooperative. And when we look at the mathematics of her words later, and we'll do that for the entire interview, we will see the maths change where we observe these sorts of incidents. She's literally closing down here. She was like a deer in the headlights, wasn't she? Let's watch it again from the beginning so you can see her change. And don't forget, we look for a change of baseline. She's worried about what she knows about what he did on Sunday. That was the question that started this intense change of behavior. Let's listen again.
Me and him and my, oh, yes.
Your memory?
He went out with him Saturday.
Let's listen again.
Like, you can just tell when they've got like a lot going on, because I'll walk in
from the beginning,
like 2 of them, as opposed to like 6 or 7.
Do you know what he did Sunday during the day?
I don't even know what I did on Sunday during the day. I am so tired. Let me just think about this. Daniel came over Friday. I hung out with him Saturday. And then Sunday.
When did Jim come in?
Monday.
Huh.
Jim got here Monday. What did I do on Sunday? I am like drawing a blank. I'm really tired. I don't know. Can I get back to you on that?
Did you guys have any conversations on?
Now, I just want to say, now that, we're really breaking it down, you can really see how she is fighting tooth and nail to disclose no actual information about Sunday. Can't remember a goddamn thing. Well, that was just hours before your boyfriend's entire family was murdered. That was the day of the 111-minute conversation. That was also the day when you told your best friend, Charlotte Nelson, remember her, about your boyfriend for the first time, and a lot of details about that. And some other things that we can't necessarily talk about. Keep in mind that this interview is happening on Wednesday. He's asking about Sunday.
Saturday night during your meal, what he might be doing on Sunday.
I'm sure we did. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank because I haven't slept.
If I say that he may have done something with his children, would that refresh
yes.
your memory?
He went to a birthday party.
Okay. Did you know whose house he was going to?
Nope. But I know that they had a water balloon fight.
Okay. He had one, or his children?
His children did.
Okay.
He said he used to get really into it. He said he got really interactive with his kids. He's like, some of the adults don't really spend a lot of time playing with the kids, but I
went to the museum on what day? Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay.
That's right. So that's what I was like, was I hanging out with you? God.
Very memorable event, huh?
Me and him and my stepmother and my sister went to the museum, and that's
museum?
right, the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, and they went to brunch prior to that, and I skipped brunch, and I went to the gym.
You shouldn't have. It was
She
good.
can suddenly remember. But do you remember the little trick that she pulled? The little switcheroo. She can suddenly remember everything about what she did on Sunday. But that wasn't the question, was it? That's her little switcheroo question, her little gaslighting technique. And everyone in the room seems to have forgotten the real question, which she's had to employ this trick for, which is, do you know what he did Sunday afternoon? That was the real question that started this entire pantomime off. She's managed to get Dad and the detective into this new question about what did I do Sunday? And I can't remember because I haven't slept all night. I'm so tired. I'm hungry and thirsty. I told you at the beginning of the interview that I was. And besides, ain't going to happen. You ain't going to.
Okay, so I just want to read this comment. So Deborah B. Thinking, and again, welcome, says, doesn't make sense. Oops, sorry. Okay, welcome, Deborah B. Thinking. She says it doesn't make sense. She's so specific. I don't know. My mic keeps going red. Okay, there we go. Oh no, it's just changing colors. I have it on color change mode. Oh my God. You guys heard my little whatever there. It doesn't make sense. She's so specific about some details and then suddenly draws a blank. So, I think that, as I watched this interview before, I was onto that a little bit, but maybe people were or they weren't, but he makes it really clear here, especially in this particular analysis with what he's telling us. So when the question that is asked to her is dangerous to her, meaning that if she answers it truthfully, it's probably going to catch her some charges, really. She's just not going to talk about it. She's going to use all of the strategies that she's been employing that he's been so correctly pointing out, the gaslighting, the manipulation, the diverging, the changing topics, the switcherooski, like whatever it is, to not answer that question. But when she can, get off track and she just talks and talks and talks, and she can start talking her way into a safe space like macros and working out and eating healthy and bullshit like that. Well, not that those things are bullshit. Those are great things, but her talking about them in this context is the bullshit of it all. Then she's going to talk and talk and talk and talk because she's in the safe space, and she just likes to talk and talk about herself because she's really self-important with narcissistic qualities and indicators for sure. And it's also helping her to avoid those questions that could get her in trouble. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I get what you're saying. I just wanted to kind of emphasize that point there is a point that he's making so well in this video.
Get the exact words that I used or when. apart from all of that, can't remember what I did Sunday. Oh, yes, I do perfectly now that it's safe and you've forgotten what the real question was, which is, do I remember what he did Sunday afternoon? But you two have forgotten that. So I'm safe. I'll ramble on now. And that's what she's done. Can you see what she's done?
Do court date. That was the last time I worked out, actually.
That's what we did Sunday. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so court
what
date.
you did Sunday. Okay. No, that wasn't the question. So now Dad's joining in the gaslighting, either unaware because she's been successful at it, and even he now thinks that was the question. Maybe this guy's completely forgotten as well. I don't know. Let's see if he can bring them both back to the real question after this enormous pantomime performance. Let's see what happens.
We went to the museum, and then
yeah, this wasn't the
When
question.
did he tell you about the water balloon fight on Sunday evening during your conversation on the phone?
I think so.
Okay. So
Okay, so he's moved past, unfortunately. She kind of got away with it, unless I'm mistaken. Let's see what happens.
you don't know whose house he went to on Sunday,
No.
but you knew it was for a child's birthday?
Yeah, and he had told me about that in advance, really. So I don't know if it was Saturday that he had told me that he was going to go that birthday or like Friday. I just remember he was like, I got to go to this birthday party
Okay.
with my kids.
Okay, so now everything has to be minimized. Can't remember which day it was, just, etc., etc. All deceptive language, in go the markers, in go the flags. We haven't got time to talk about her absolute deception because we'd be here all day. We're just going over the surface and we can tell she's lying everywhere. Let's carry on.
Any other conversation that makes sense?
I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm really tired, so
I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm really tired. The pantomime is getting ridiculous. Oh, no, it isn't. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, no, it isn't. Maybe most of you, if you're in America, do you Americans get that? Do you understand what that's about? I wonder. Do put in the comments if you know. If you're British, don't tell them.
know there are certain things that I need to tell you guys that we'll get to as these days progress.
Yep.
But in all honesty, if it doesn't stand out to me now,
Today?
it probably wasn't relevant.
What about that 9 o'clock thing you were telling me on Monday?
Oh, that he told me? Oh yeah, well we'll get there. We'll get there. We're still on Sunday.
So we're on Sunday.
We're
gonna get there to Monday. We're getting there. So
yeah, she's still very sensitive about it, but both of them have let her off the hook. It's put her under an immense amount of anxiety, hasn't it? She thinks she's kind of got away. Maybe these two have forgotten the real question. Has she got away with it? Let's see.
Sunday night or Sunday during the day, you had your own personal stuff going on with your family. You never see him on Sunday. Is that accurate?
No, I didn't see him. What did I do the rest of the day? I came.
Yeah, she won't be pulled into it, but his questioning techniques are also soft. And he almost gives her the answer and asks her to confirm, which is very weak, instead of making her tell what happened.
Yeah, Kobach, it's very weak. And I'm so glad he said that at first. You know, before he got to know Kobach a little better, he was kind of like defending him, like, oh, well, you know, he knows what he's doing, But now he just understands that Kobach is very weak. Welcome to the truth of it all, Veriscope.
And again, she's gone into the defensive, looking at Dad, asking questions. Is she going to try another switcheroo? Let's listen again.
We're gonna get there to Monday. We're getting there. So Sunday night or Sunday during the day, you had your own personal stuff going on with your family. You never see him on Sunday. Is that accurate?
No, I didn't see him. What did I do the rest of the day? I came home.
So, did you see that? The immediate switch. She doesn't like his question, so she tries the immediate switch. It worked before, didn't it? And she's trying it again. He is asking a different question. She's trying to switch it to, what did I do again? Listen, she's trying it for the second time.
Stuff going on with your family. You never see him on Sunday. Is that accurate?
No, I didn't see him. What did I do the rest of the day? I came home.
So she couldn't finish the sentence. No, I didn't see him. What did I do? I came home. She immediately tries to switch it, doesn't she? Now, do these two accept the new question, which hasn't been asked, but the new question that she has switched? Let's see.
I think I might have just chilled at my house.
We didn't ask that.
I think I cleaned my house.
We didn't
I
ask
don't know.
that.
I didn't see him though.
Ah, she came back to the question. She felt maybe she felt the intense look, so she conceded. I didn't see him though. So she knows damn well that she's trying to avoid it, and the intense look perhaps made her collapse. Unbelievable. This woman is withholding. I think she knows a lot more than she is letting on. I wonder to the extent that she's involved.
And
Yeah, Saturday was the last time I saw him.
Yeah. So now she's come to the conclusion that, yeah, after all that pantomime, Saturday was the last time that she saw him. Where did that come from?
Okay. Sunday, you're at home. You talk to him we know you have a conversation in the late.
And he says, okay. She's gone into mode. The mouth has gone dry, so she can't speak. So she's gone into the mode and covering her mouth with the paperwork or whatever this thing is. Card, is it? The business card, yeah. So this is now the prop to cover the mouth. She can't swallow. Her mouth has gone dry. She doesn't like Sunday afternoon, and she's done everything she can to avoid the real question. She's now come out with a denial. The last time I saw him was Saturday.
Evening hours, and then you go to sleep on Sunday night. When's the next time you talk with Chris?
Probably Monday morning.
Do you know?
Probably Monday morning. So again, evasion. Probably. And now we're going to hear some more.
What time?
No, I mean, so we used to like randomly text each other like throughout the day, but we both.
Okay, now we're going to start hearing stories of what they used to do. And she'll stay in this safe ground about what would sometimes happen and what we used to do for as long as he lets her. Because these aren't difficult questions. She can just ramble on.
Both get really busy, so some days like I don't hear a lot from him, and some days I don't text.
This is all rubbish. He needs to get back to real questions and stop allowing her off. Look, I think that brings us to the end of today's Veriscope, because she's driving me insane. I mean, literally, there's only so much that I can listen to of this person without getting angry. Oh dear, she's insufferable. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I would appreciate it. And thank you for sharing these videos and for
Yeah, definitely, everybody, definitely check out Veriscope. I will put the link to this video and just his channel in general in the description. Such a great channel. I watch it more than any other channel on YouTube and have for for a long time, since, well, not a long time. I think he's only been around for maybe less than a year, about a year, something like that. But I just love it. I love it. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Shay. And I'm so glad that you're here. Yeah. Our chat is always a nice place to be. So I will, Shay, I had a really super, super busy week. I will email you more in depth, either after this or tomorrow morning, I promise. So yeah, I mean, how insightful is he? And I just think it's so validating. I feel, and I had no idea he was ever gonna evaluate Nichol Kessinger's interviews, and I was just as big a fan of his channel even before that. So gosh, this is like Christmas morning every day for me when a Veriscope video comes out, Nichol Kessinger, because it's like this person that I think he's really, really brilliant. I think the method that he uses is a brilliant method. I love that it's scientifically validated. I just love his channel. And then he's like covering NK. I was like, oh my God, I think I'm seeing things. It's like a mirage, but no, it's real. But I think it's so cool that he doesn't know a lot of detail about this case. He doesn't know much about this case. I think he's learning more because he interacts in the comments and stuff as we're going along, but it's not like he was following this case when he started doing the analysis of Nichol Kessinger's interview. So I think it's so interesting and it's so validating to me personally, and I bet a lot of you too as well, that those of us who have been following this case for a long time in detail and have been just, suffering at times for, the larger world of justice, to see these very valid, important points that we are making about what went wrong here, that he sees the elements of that in her interview. I mean, well, it mostly is like her, and also the way that Chris Watts was failed to be fully prosecuted in the incomplete investigation. Oh, it was a lot of things. But he sees the same things that we do. And I really do believe that it's people, creators like, methods like Veriscope and the creator who are analyzing her interviews in this case from a different perspective, not just from like a true crime junkies perspective, that might really make a difference. And I absolutely believe that an investigation, if it's not already open on her, could be reopened on her. We know that there was an open investigation on her. It doesn't mean that the investigation or the charges that Chris Watts face are going to change any. They're two separate things. And I absolutely do believe, and I don't think it's in a foolish way, that is a very real possibility when there is a different district attorney serving the citizens of Weld County. Not like a chicken shit bitch like Rourke, but like an actual, like admirable district attorney. Chicken shit bitch Rourke. Yeah, has a nice ring to it. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Ice Queen said maybe it's science that's going to get her and not the law. Wouldn't that be a little bit ironic and awesome? I'll take it. Take it however we can get at this point. But yeah, right. He has so much to work with. Oh, isn't that the truth? Okay, so for those of you who weren't there in the, oh my God, I promised open panel. Does anyone, oh gosh, I was going to try to keep this to like an hour-ish. I wasn't planning on doing so much in the beginning, but I did say I was going to do an open panel. So I'm going to put the link if anyone does want to come up. I get sidetracked. That's why I always feel like I'm much better at creating videos, like edited videos, than I am live streams. This is not like my forte because I can organize everything, edit it, get it in order, blah, 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 and then, put it out. But I get distracted. I'm quite a bit ADHD, and live streams are a little hard to stay on the train tracks. Tommy's girl says, I don't know if this case is ever going to reopen. Well, I don't, and it might not. And it sounds like in saying that, what you're saying is you're doubtful it will. But, I'm not like hopeful it will, but it is an absolute possibility, particularly knowing what it is that the district attorney and the investigation knew when they chose to not charge her. Evidence of that, I'm just going to say the district attorney's knowledge of Nichol Kessinger's criminal guilt in things related to this tragic crime has gotten outside the lock and key of the district attorney's office under the watchful eye of Amanda Purcell and into the public realm. I can tell you that's for 100% sure because I've laid my eyes on something important. I don't know how much more there is, so I can't say it's everything or it's just part of it or whatever. But so I know that it has happened, and I think it will continue to happen because I and the people I have worked with are not the only people in pursuit of justice in this case and are, taking steps and collaborating to get our hands on the evidence that'll hopefully get us there. So I'm going to bring up Honey Bun. Hey girl, how you doing? Honey Bun? Honey Bun? Honey bun. Honey bun. We'll give her a minute. I can't hear you. Honey bun. All right, let me know. Just chime in anytime. Yeah, and so Honey Bun is also going to tell you about, she was on a, someone just came into her work a few weeks ago. She called me like that night. It was very cool. Who is a big YouTuber. And he just, I can't remember what his channel is called. Geez, Honey Bun, we need to be able to hear you. Maybe come down and come back up. You guys can't hear her, right? The guy's name is Nick Johnson. It's a YouTube channel. And he just goes like around the country, around the world, I think around the country, and just talks to people. And Honey Bun happened to be one of those people. And so she's
get out and come back in. I don't know what's going on with my thing.
I got you. I can hear you now. Can you hear me? Oh, I just heard you for a hot second. It sounds like a connection problem. All right, listen, I'm going to kick you out and then try to come back on, okay? Because I don't know if you're having a problem or I'm not sure what's going on. So let me do that. All right. Oops. Wait a minute. I don't want to hit the wrong thing because one of them, I'm going to kick you out. Honey Bun will be removed from the studio but she can rejoin. Okay. Oh, she's back though. Wait. Uh-oh. Come back up. Okay. Wait, are you there? Did I not fully kick you out? Shit. This isn't going well, guys. Oh, wait. I can hear you, kind of. Honey Bun?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, good. Yay. I was just about to kick you guys.
Jeez. No, my dog got in my face. I know. My dog got in my face and I touched a bunch of buttons. And it's the dog show here. So.
Hi, dog show. Oh, hey, Leslie Harris. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I haven't seen you much in chat other than the very beginning, but welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And thank you. I
do want to say something to Leslie Harris, by the way. I've been trying to say this for about 3 weeks. But when we had our members only live, Leslie, you came into the chat and I didn't get to say hello to you. And I'm sorry for that. So I wanted you to know that I saw you and then you were gone. And I was like, dang.
See, we love our peeps. We love our peeps. And members only chats. We do occasionally Patreon and YouTube members only chats. And we have a Patreon and a Discord. I'm going to give you the link to Patreon because there's exclusive content over there. And also it's an awesome way to, we just, have a community. I respond to those messages quickly. I try to do it right away. We do live streams where we just all get together and talk and, do our thing. And also really memberships are like $5 or $6 and it's really helpful in supporting the channel because YouTube hates me. So, I really very much appreciate all of you guys, every single person, but becoming a member of Patreon is very helpful to the channel. So
it's so much fun too. Because we learn new words, like we learn new words to call in.
Like the words you can't say. Yeah, that was good. The words you can't say on YouTube.
Yes. Oh, I need a shirt.
We'll just call them those words.
Yes. I need a shirt that says that, like the George Carlin 7 things you can't say on national television.
Yes. Oh, that's good. We should come up with that. That could be kind of fun.
Nice. Yeah. Like you can't say, ooh, I can't say it. So never mind.
Yeah, I know you can't. And Leslie says, love you guys. My favorite channel. Thanks, Leslie. That means a lot. We love you back. Megan says, I was listening to your stream for the first time while I was streaming. Oh my gosh. What do you stream? Do you have a channel? Tell us about it. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead, Honey Bun. I don't mean to keep cutting you off.
Oh no, you're fine. Sorry, I just about choked.
Tell us about the Nick Johnson and all that. I don't even know.
God, y'all. So, I was at work at the Jeep store, and it's just kind of like my part-time gig. But this guy walks in, and he has a very good YouTube channel. His name's Nick Johnson. He says, "Can I interview you?" I was like, "Well, if y'all know me at all," I was like, "Okay." So it was really cool what he had going on. He was kind of going through the state of Alabama and doing his thing, talking to different people. And he interviewed me and about 4 different segments. So he put out the video about 4 days ago, and it's got me at the very beginning. Now, I just want y'all, I want to warn y'all, I was in the floor when he came in. If you go watch this, I was in the floor doing some fat girl stuff, and my face was red and I looked really bad. But yeah, he was asking some weird questions, you know, so some of my answers were kind of weird, especially at the very end about the UFOs, which is crazy. But we
I
had
haven't
some
seen
sightings.
it yet. I can't wait to see it.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
So I would like for y'all, if you can, to go to Nick Johnson's YouTube channel, watch his Alabama video. I think it's the second video on his list, and just like it and like say something about the Jeep store girl or something. That way, you know, he knows that I sent y'all over there to watch it.
Okay, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Pull it up right now.
Oh my God, it's so cool. And it does, I do want to warn y'all, I have a background. I was not a good girl for a long time. I'm on the straight and narrow now, but it does talk about some of that. At the very beginning, I was like, oh my God.
Well, I'm sorry you feel like you have to, which is one of the reasons we love Honey Bun. When I like got to know her and knew her story, I was just actually so completely like, I don't know. I just had like faith in our system, because the whole idea of our justice system and like our correction system is to rehabilitate people. And for this woman up here right now, guys, I can promise you what it's done for her is exactly that. But it's not because that system works. We all know that. It's because of the hard work that she has put into herself and her commitment to life and changing and helping others and just the person that she inherently is. But it's really, you are a success story in every way.
I feel like that, you know, I'm not really, I feel good about saying that. Yes, I really am, like, because 2% of people certainly recover, but that's 2%'s a low number. And I'm so happy to be a part of that. And I love to tell people all about it. I'm not ashamed by no means.
Yeah.
I really just want this,
You're
what
just
I
born in
have
our crew.
for everybody. Yeah. I want everybody to get it. Anybody that's having problems, I want them to have what I have now, you know,
Oh,
so.
that's awesome.
I
You
love
sound
your
good, girl.
accent. Where's your accent from?
Alabama.
That's adorable.
The
Thank
I'm
you.
jealous. I used to have well, like I was born on the East Coast. I kind of had a New York accent, even though I was from Washington, D.C. Then I got the California accent, and I'm pretty sure I have an Ohio accent now.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I've had a Bama one for a long time.
you can't hear your own accent, so
That's
Yeah,
true.
that is true.
Except for when I
just
watched that video, and then I was like, "Oh God, I'm
Oh, you
back."
can hear it? Oh,
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks to Cuffy really quick, who gave us a $5 super chat. So I just want to say, love you, Cal, and all the What's the Obsession people. Oh, well, we love you back. And Cuffy is our moderator who also runs our Discord. And yeah, sending you lots of love, girl.
She does a wonderful job on Discord, y'all.
Sure
I don't get
does.
on there near enough, but oh my gosh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, she does. And, like, tons of information on lots of cases. Crap. And I don't have the link to post. Does anyone have the link to post? Cuffy, can you post a link? I don't know if I know you might be in and out tonight. But Alabama Secret Island. Is this the one?
No,
Oh,
the
no,
next
you're
one.
not an island. Okay, hold it. All right.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm the
All
next
over
one.
the place. The Alabama mountains. Oh my God,
That's
there
it.
you are. Shut up.
Oh,
Can we
she
watch
has
a moment of
she
this?
has her own channel?
No, she was featured on this channel with, he has 1.2 million subscribers. This video already has over
Wow.
100,000. Can I play just a little bit of it?
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
Tell me
All
the
right,
name
cool.
of his channel again.
Nick Johnson.
Okay.
Nick Johnson. All right, here. I've got my screen is split, so let's take. Oh my God! Yay! I'm so excited. Fun. Okay, it's our honeymoon. Yeah. All right.
The very first time I ever got in trouble, I got in trouble for selling drugs, for having a lot of drugs, and for making a lot of drugs.
You know, you can
keep on store-bought groceries and go to the woods and kill you a squirrel or a rabbit, but we got to play guitar on the back porch.
Wait, I kind of understand the warning though, honey bun. I mean, you didn't hold back. You came right out of the gate with like, here it all is.
And that was the very first thing he played. But now my regular interview is at about 7 minutes in.
All right, let me just get to a little bit of that. Okay.
Oh, is it this one from 4 days ago?
Yes.
Yeah. Here. All right.
How cool.
Oh,
Never know what you're gonna
dude,
find.
this is exactly how I imagined your Jeep store. I'm not even kidding. This is like exactly
Really?
what I considered it to be like. Yeah. Weird.
That's a huge channel.
Except I thought there might be like a Jeep parked outside, but there's none of that right now. Okay, let's watch this.
Alabamans.
Yeah,
talk to
that's
me
my
about the
car. I don't
culture
have a
here
Jeep.
with the trucking, jeeping, outdoor stuff.
Oh, we've got trails for years here. We've got canyons, waterfalls. We've got it all. Anywhere you want to go, it's mud and century here. I'll follow.
So people spend they spend a lot of money on this stuff.
They do. You know what Jeep stands for, don't you?
What?
Just empty every pocket.
Right.
Yeah. So one of our best sellers is a bumper over here, and it comes with a light bar actually. So it's got a place to put your winch. All these lights that light up are bright. It comes with the D-rings, but it also has a light bar. Super awesome.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like our house
what
special,
do you need
I
a
guess.
winch for?
All
Is
right.
that for
So
when
you're
someone gets
addicted to
stuck?
nothing.
To pull you out of the
Yes.
mud.
Prison for 2 years.
Yes.
And
So I've been to prison. I went to prison for a couple years. I took all the classes that they had to offer. The very first time I ever got in trouble, I got in trouble for selling drugs, for having a lot of drugs, and for making a lot of drugs. So I was in there for 2 years. I actually asked to go because I knew I couldn't make anything of myself if I was here because I knew too many people. So I went down south, did a couple years. I worked in that prison just as well as I could. I did everything that they had to offer twice. And when I came out, I moved down to Mobile. And I came back about 5 years later because that's when I actually felt comfortable seeing these people that I seen. And some of those people that I ran around with aren't even alive anymore. So, you know, that was where I was going, and I refused.
I'm so proud of you, my girl.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Can I ask you how many years
Go ahead.
you have in recovery?
So I have a lot. I decided some time ago, I actually got clean on my birthday, which is in September. And I can't recall. It's been so long. I have 10 plus years.
Congratulations.
I can't even
That's
remember.
incredible.
I'm trying to remember what year it was, but I told myself I wasn't gonna think about the year or the date because it would make me my anxiety would go up on not doing something that I shouldn't do. You know, like I got to keep up with this date. I got to make sure. I don't know. For me, it wasn't a good idea, so I didn't. But it was a significant day on my birthday.
So that waterfall is gorgeous. Is there a lot of that where you are?
Yes.
just a waterfall
So we had a
there, yeah.
documentary. Yeah, there was a documentary on A&E back in the day, and because we're called Myth Mountain.
Damn.
That's my own God. Jeez.
Crap.
Yeah.
Dang,
Unfortunately, we have a lot of deaths.
Yeah. It's an epidemic.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something.
This is here too.
It's an amazing thing to watch. The people that do recover, the ones that I never expected to make it, are some of the people that are standing with me, you know, in recovery. But
Man, it's
wild.
gorgeous. Alabama's one of the few states I haven't been to.
Oh my God, come see us.
I'm missing out. Yeah, obviously.
We're the nicest people ever. We'll bless it and darling you to death.
I had a boyfriend from Alabama. He had a thick Alabama accent. Lance from Alabama.
Yeah. It sounds like everybody's going to milk a cow here in the near future, you know.
He was cute too, let me tell you.
I do not ride horses, by the way.
Okay.
That's not.
Are we supposed to
I
assume
don't.
that everybody from Alabama does?
Well, I guess I just really, I feel like I don't drink sweet tea. Everybody from the
Right,
South
Alabama
and
sweet tea. Right.
yeah, it's a thing. I don't know. It's horses and sweet tea, and I'm like, I don't like either
Oh.
one. I'll
That's
pass.
funny. That's really funny.
Oh,
I
and
like-
we are not the cousin you know whaters either. We don't do all that. It's Mississippi. Mississippi's that state.
Yeah.
Yes, I just they used to say stupid stuff like, huh?
Is Selma Alabama or is that Mississippi?
Yes, ma'am.
Selma's Alabama. Now,
Yep,
is
I
the
used to live
Southern-
close to there.
Is the Southern Poverty Law Center in Alabama?
Is the what?
Southern Poverty Law Center. Southern Poverty Law Center.
Oh.
It's a really cool place. Let's see, Southern Poverty Law Center. It's does it tell me where it is?
Well, if you're connected to the internet, it probably should.
Yeah, I'm looking it up on YouTube, on the internet, but it's
Oh,
not.
and hey, Megan, thank you for the super sticker, by the way. I really appreciate it. And I put up the link to Megan's channel, which is Apple. Oh, I forgot it already. Something Apple Donuts Gaming. Yeah. And then our girl Justice A through Z up here also has a channel. And I will grab the link, or you can just put Justice A through Z in your search. One thing she does do on her channel, she does a read through of the Virginia Gouffre book.
Gouffre, it's so hard to say.
I know. I
so
thought
hard
being
to
Gouffre
spell.
messed me up in my head now.
For a
Yeah.
while, I was saying like Guffrey, like Arnold
Yeah.
Guthrie, but
How do you say it properly? Go ahead and say
you
it.
got it, Gouffre.
Oh, Gouffre.
I think.
I think so. I feel like a
Spelling
lot
it-
of people say Dufresne, and I'm like, where do you get the D from? It looks like a G to me. I don't know.
Yeah, spelling it's even harder.
Yeah.
But her maiden name was Robert, so you can always go with
Oh,
that.
let's go there. I like that. Okay.
Oh, it is in Montgomery, Alabama. Southern Poverty
Yeah.
Law Center. Awesome.
Okay. I see what you're saying now. I was like, I thought you were asking what like our poverty loss was. I was like, I have no idea.
I have braces, and actually I have my rubber band in right now. It's really hard to talk when I have my stupid rubber band in. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I went through that too. I couldn't even say I tried to say the word kinky and it come out. That was it.
I have wax on my braces. 'cause I'm
That's funny. And I'm like starving. So I'm like in my kitchen right now getting something to eat. So I might probably sound like I'm in the kitchen getting something to eat.
You're good. I was going to tell you, you see all those beautiful places on the screen?
Yeah.
Well, right where that Jeep store's at, I am a stone's throw away from the Alabama musician Randy Owens.
Oh, that's right. You told me that.
Yeah. So
I think you're going
Dixieland
to tell me
alive.
who Randy Owens is. Okay.
Oh no, bless it. So if you're an Alabama fan, which some people that don't live in the state of Alabama are Alabama fans, but you know how they say Dixieland delight, you know that song? I'm sure you probably do. Anyway, that's Randy Owens. He's the lead singer of the band Alabama.
Are you familiar with Dolphin Island? That's Alabama.
Yes, ma'am. I lived about 30 minutes from Dolphin Island when I moved to Mobile.
I have a friend who lives there. She loves it. She's
They
tried to
call
get
that
me-
DIP.
She's tried to get me to move there too, but I haven't even visited yet.
Oh God, it's beautiful. It's so wonderful.
It sounds like it gets hit with some hefty storms every year, though, that are pretty bad.
They are, but not really. I mean, like, it's not that bad. The people that live on that island and stuff, all their houses are jacked up.
Right, yeah. Yeah, she absolutely loves it. She says it's like 1,000 people that live out there, but that's
Yeah.
probably in the winter. In the summer, it's probably like 10,000, right?
Oh, most definitely. I like kind
Or
of
100,000.
yeah, like I like Airbnb, you know, beachfront property when I was over there, but
That's a really hot part of the country, isn't it?
It does get cold, but it's for a lot less days a year.
Yeah. like Florida, Texas. It's all crazy hot down there.
Yeah.
I like it cold. I did very well in Washington State for 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I can handle that type of cold.
I like Ohio better, even though it gets colder here. I like the Four Seasons. Definitely like the Four Seasons.
I lived in South Dakota.
That's
but-
probably really pretty.
Oh yeah. Mount Rushmore. Well, actually, I don't remember much of Mount Rushmore because I was on my uncle's shoulders, and he went and he went through a door, and it whacked me in the head, and I was knocked out for a little while. So I don't remember much about Mount Rushmore.
Ouch! That sucks. Yeah, I got to see Mount Rushmore in my 20s, and I was blown away how different it looks in person as opposed to like in the textbooks. You know, it was just like two totally different animals. Have you seen it, Kelly? Kel? Hello?
Sorry, I had to mute myself because I'm like eating as well.
Oh, you're okay. Have you been Mount Rushmore?
Oh no, I haven't seen Mount Rushmore. No.
It's really gorgeous land, and it is kind of atrocious how they attacked the mountainside there. Because, like, in my opinion, in textbooks, it always looked to me like there was just like rock cliffs everywhere, and so they just took a little section and put the faces on it. But it's actually like the only rock cliff for miles and miles as far as you can see, and they just massacred it. And it was very controversial when they did it too, because it was.
Oh, that's weird. I didn't know that.
It was extremely expensive, and it was like during the Great Depression or something. It was very divisive.
Well, politics have always been politics, haven't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to say it was Roosevelt that funded it.
Go out.
But I don't know history that well. I'd have to look it up. This is why I keep my phone handy.
Okay, so we're gonna have to wrap up the tour around the United States pretty soon because I'm getting like totally exhausted. I can't even.
Go to the very end. Go to the very end of it, and until you see my black shirt, because for some reason they're making fun of me at work about this, about me in the U.S. But yeah.
Wait, where is it?
It's towards right before him doing that. After that.
After this?
After. Oh yeah, I think it's a lot further actually. Oh, after him.
I'm almost at the very. I'm at the very end. I'm at the end now.
Okay, right before the white shirt. No, I mean if you go to the very end, it's right before he's in the white shirt.
Okay. I don't know. Oh, right there. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
There it was.
Like it's never done.
And so these people are dead set on it, and I believe them. I mean, there's got to be something else out there, and if there's not, it sure is fun to think so.
Okay, so a lot of people email me and they comment and they say, "Where should I move, Nick?"
What's that?
They're making fun of me for that. Sure is nice to think so.
What is it? Is it like haunted or something? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
No, we had UFO sightings in a town right next to me, and I was just commenting on that, and I just love that he ended it with that. I was like, wow.
Sure is fun to think so. You're so cute.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm the beginning and the end, my friends.
You're the capstone. I'm so excited. I love that. That's awesome. That's like, I'm so glad we got to watch that. That's so
I do want to comment one thing though. I'm going to go back through the chat and read it and everything, but whoever it is that's having or had the real emotional thing, I haven't commented on it because I haven't read all of it. So, but I will.
Oh shit! Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just haven't had a chance to really read through it, but I wanna know the story of what's going on.
Gotcha. All right. Yes, we're always there for each other. We're a good community here. So, all right, guys. I'm sorry I can't like chat more, but I am so freaking tired.
I
So,
don't even know how you do it with a full-time job and being like, are you at a high school or a middle school?
I'm at it's a service provider situation. I don't want to say anything more about that on YouTube. I can explain to you personally.
Well, just ages of.
I work with teenagers, high schoolers. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just exhausting. It's very noble work, and they just suck the life out of you.
Yeah, I'm just tired. But I'm gonna play my little intro for my documentary that I'm almost done with. I've been working on this. I don't know if you were here. I was talking about it. I've been working on this literally for 2 years. I did like a Watts documentary when I first started this channel, like a part 1 and part 2. And I think considering it was my first time on my channel, I did pretty good. And I was going to use that storyline as a basis, but I've learned so much more and we've discovered so much more since then. I kind of totally revamped it. It's going to be like 3 hours long, so look out. But I'm just going to do it all in one. And I just hope people watch it because I've been working my ass off on it. So I think it's going to be ready to come out next week. This is like,
oh my God, I'm so excited
for me. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I'm just going to play my little intro here. So that's all.
Well, and who did your intro? I love it. I absolutely love it.
I did.
Wait, what? Who's singing?
Oh, I don't know. A singer. I thought you meant who put it together. I can never remember the name of the band. I have to look it up.
I love the music that you selected. But yeah, your intro is great too. Even though the mother, the worst mother on planet Earth.
It's by Duplex Heart. It's called Check for Pulse. Duplex Heart. I need to put
awesome. That's a great selection.
So,
well, it's always nice to see you and nice to meet you, honey buns.
It's nice to meet you too. I'm looking crazy right now.
I've sort of met you. I've sort of, been acquainted. I think weren't we on a panel just like a week ago together?
Yeah, something. I think so. God, where's the light at?
We didn't see each other. We were just like,
right. Look what I got going on back there. They're crazy.
How many dogs do you have?
Doggies.
Oh, honey, I got 25. I don't have 25 anymore. I got rid of 2, but yeah, I have a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like an animal rescue or do you breed?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm dumb, just dumb. That's it. But I do take them in when they are strays on my road. I bring them in and I feed them and hope that they don't kill each other. And I just I keep the little ones in here with me, but I have big dogs out in the yard and in the living room.
That's awesome. Well, I'm going to hop off so that Kelly can get going.
Yeah, do your thing, girl.
But I love that you do that. I absolutely love that you do that.
I love it too, but it breaks my pockets sometimes.
Oh, I bet. Especially when it comes to like vets.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you're doing God's work, right? Dog is God backwards. Oh,
that is true.
Aw.
I know. She's so sweet.
I only have 3 dogs.
Yeah. Well, I wish I was you right now. I would like only 3.
But
I have 1 bunny for every one of Honey Bun's dogs.
Yeah.
Wait, Kelly, but as I'm stepping off here, how many bunnies do you have right now?
1 bunny for every of Honey. Unfortunately, I didn't tell you about this Honey Bun. I was too upset about it. Remember when my first bunny, little buddy, died last year of old age? His Thumper, he had a bonded friend, Thumper, and I was so worried about her. Remember that?
Yeah.
She died it'll be a week ago on Sunday. I stayed up all night with her and I knew she was going to die and I was just holding her and she just she finally could get like comfortable and she couldn't breathe and then she just, I just held her for like 4 hours and then she finally took her little last bunny breath. She was like 9. It was her time for a bunny. Yeah, that's a bunny life. But it was so sad.
That's so sad too, because we were talking about that not too long ago.
Yeah. It was almost exactly a year ago that Buddy died. And I didn't think she was going to survive when he did because they've been together since they were like 3 months old.
Yeah. Well, if Thumper didn't have you, you probably wouldn't have survived. You know.
Yeah.
So do you have
Yeah.
bunnies now? I thought you had a whole bunch of bunnies.
Oh, I do. Well, so you were asking how many. So I have now I have 23 or 4. I was, because Thumper is here only in spirit. So I'm not sure, 23 or 24.
Well, that's awesome. Well,
Aw,
okay,
thank
I'm
you.
gonna say good night. Thanks, you guys.
Yeah.
Bye,
good night,
girl.
sweetheart. Good night. Aw. So Tommy's girl, I think 9 for a bunny is like, I think that's a good like old age. I feel like she lived a good life. I hope that's not young. Let's see. Now I have to look it up. I mean, I
Yeah,
haven't
look it up because I was about to.
Expectancy, bunny, domestic. Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, 8 to 12 years. Oh no. Oh my God. I feel terrible now. But then it says, well, I'm confused. I don't think I want to know now. But
I think 9 is a great age, honestly.
And then this other article I'm reading, this is always when it says domestic rabbits live 8 to 12 years, while wild rabbits live 1 to 2 years.
Yeah,
So,
some of my strays, when they come up, they're really old.
They lived a good life. Yeah, I mean, they definitely lived a good life. They both definitely died of old age. So
yeah,
I'm reading this. Okay, I don't want to think about bunny death.
Yeah,
Okay.
no more. I already got tears in my eyes. We won't do that.
I know. Speak to a Thumper.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'm
going to
coming
wrap
off.
this
Just
up.
play this video, girl.
Okay, yep, I'm going to do that. So again, this Watts documentary that I've been working on forever, please spread the word, watch, like, hype, do all the things, is going to come. I'm expecting, I mean, I'm still like just refining the editing and stuff. So anyway, I played this in the beginning. I'm going to play it again. And I have my screen split right now. So I'm really fucking confused. Okay. So this is just a little intro. That's all. Okay. Let me know what you think. Your feedback's important.
And so the court is going to accept this plea bargain under the circumstances. Words that come to mind when I hear the evidence in this case are a senseless crime and the viciousness of the crime. And equally aggravating is the despicable act of disposing of the bodies in the manner in which they were done in this case. I could objectively say that this is perhaps the most inhumane and vicious crime that I have handled out of the thousands of cases that I have seen.
Okay, and then there's a little transition to the next part, but it's not just in that. So yeah, that's it. Do you like it? What do you guys think? Would that make you be like, yes, I want to watch that? Or would you be like, whoa, the music is like way too epic? Oh, good, Megan. Yay, I'm glad. So, and I got what you're saying. You're saying, yeah, they should just live forever. I get it. Yeah. You're like, oh no, I set her off. Oh. Yes, Shay, you do. I'm sure you do. We all do have many faults, but you're still perfect and we love you. So I will talk to you soon. I'm going to email you in just a little bit. Good, Honey Bun. I'm glad you loved it. Your stamp of approval is always, Honey Bun is like my rock, y'all. She's just awesome. I just can't even say enough about this woman. This Alabaman. Jeep part-time sales girl with a fuckload of dogs. They're so cute. Oh. Oh wait, Megan, what kind of teacher did you say you are? Megan said she's a teacher. I used to be a special ed teacher. I'm a behavioral therapist now. See if you answered that. Oh, thanks guys for the bunny condolences. Yeah, that was just because her little bonded friend died like a year ago. I was so worried about her. Thumper's been in my back pocket ever since he died. I really, really bonded with her. Oh, yeah. So, special education middle school, self-contained. Oh, cool. I taught self-contained high school class. I taught middle school. What was it? I taught middle school 811 and then an inclusive. I taught algebra and I did inclusive classes. Yeah. Awesome. That's great, Megan. It's very cool. Gotcha. I went back up and so, okay, sorry. I'm just getting tired, guys. My brain's not working so well right now. Oh. Okay, guys. Perfect age to teach? Is that what you're asking? Oh, my favorite age to teach? I like high schoolers. At first I liked the little kids and then I don't know. My preferred age to teach, my son is 17 now, is kind of followed my son's age, I think. And it's just, I don't know. There's maybe something to that, but I used to love little kids, but then I found the older I got, I'm 47 now, the older I got, I feel like personally, like they're all different, of course, but just as a whole, if you have a classroom, I feel like the younger they are, the more exhausted you are at the end of the day because you can't take your eyes off of them, and there's so many of them usually. And so, that was a big thing, but yeah, right now I like high schoolers. So, all right, guys, I am going to head out. This was such a great chat. I love, hearing from all of you and just thanks for being awesome. Yeah, right. Yep. That's right. Yeah. It's kind of progress along with the kids, right? So, yeah. And, be looking for that documentary. It'll probably be my next video because I've just got to get this done. And I do want to do another live stream soon. Oh, y'all, first of all, 2 other things. I'm changing. I know I've said this a few times, but I'm really changing the name of this channel very soon. It might be in a couple days for a number of reasons. Not the least of which is I've made some really good videos lately and y'all are not watching them. Oh, Cuffy isn't here, but she was like, oh my God, those were really great videos. And they were on the Watts case. And people used to watch my content, not on the Watts case. And I feel like I'm pigeonholed into the Watts case and I do not want to be. So if y'all get a chance, please do check out my video. I did the whole story of the Caleb Flynn case, the pastor / American Idol former contestant who allegedly, but totally obviously, murdered his wife with his 2 little girls right next door in his bedroom. I'm going to even give you the links. And then it's a watered down version because I tried to upload my first part of my documentaries on Epstein Island's properties, which is about Epstein Island, and YouTube rejected it 7 times. It's fully demonetized, which I'm not shocked about, but they wouldn't even let me put it up 7 times. So this has been a real struggle. So I do appreciate your support, only if you are interested in the content, of course, but only the best for my peeps. So I did work hard on them for you to research some things that are always fact-checked and vetted and that you might not be finding anywhere else. Look at me plugging myself shamelessly here. So here's a link to the Caleb Flynn video. Hold, I got to put my mic down. And I'd also like to know what you think about them. And, I just want to be able to make content other than the Watts case, going back to my name change. And I really feel like I am just completely pigeonholed at this point. So I have to change the name of the channel. So Honey Bun and I are going to do that this weekend. I told you she's my rock. And then there's an Epstein video. I need to give you guys a link. You guys, you're big kids. You're on YouTube. You know how to use it, right? Okay. Good night, Tommy's girl, and everybody else. Good night, sun. Good night, moon. Good night, bunnies. Good night, puppies. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm just going to say peace out. And remember, as you know, we all know, because we've been talking about it, life is hard. So be good to each other, which you're totally doing, which is awesome. And also, especially be good to yourself, because we all need it, because life is hard. And I love y'all, and especially you tonight, Shay. And I will talk to you soon. All right. Bye, guys.